They go from anywhere
for like the
$100
metal.
to $300 for.
I don't know how you guys
resin
those
casting
little-
ones. So I was gonna resin cast. This is my first
our
iteration of it. I
can't
was
get
gonna
those
make
in
another
there.
iteration where the joints are more a little bit better.
All right, apparently we're back. There's more happening.
But then I decided that I'm gonna be competing with Korean and Japanese market, and it was probably not an easy thing for me to get involved in.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't know back then that there were places I could get my model basically printed and do a production run of it. So I was like, all right, maybe I'll just continue along the path of porcelain. The porcelain dolls sell anywhere from $2,000 to $7,000 a piece.
And tabs I can stick in here either.
That's when I was like, well, the next version of this doll I want to make with
The
porcelain
only way I'm
parts
going to be able to get that is
and
if I
put
make
them
them about
on
that
a
same size of that
an ABS
gold
plastic
in there,
rig,
same
and I'll sell those for a lot more money. And I'm hoping that that's where I'm going to go with that eventually as a fine art project. But then along the way, I was like, oh, you know what? David Bowie died, and I really liked Bowie's music. So I created this sort of a cartoon version of David Bowie.
Oh, interesting.
And I made it as a model kit. So it's actually, it 3D prints all as one, the head to the star, but the hands and the arms here all go together as separate pieces. And so I created a couple of those, and I'm going to start selling those locally as like bespoke kind of 3D prints.
Sure, yeah. Was this made from a person?
That's actually Princess. This is not Princess Leia. This is actually General Organa, Carrie Fisher's last character that she played on the Star Wars.
And that is much too nice for her last picture.
Well, I did this for because she died last week.
Yeah.
I literally modeled this last week and printed it out. So.
Okay, how did you create the
I created this using ZBrush. It's a pretty good universally adopted animation and 3D modeling package. It runs the professional version that I got is around $600. They're now offering a really scaled down simple version that is really a lot easier probably to get into. $150 for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can download this tonight and start playing with it. It's called Sculptress. It's the same company. They have a free version of it. I in fact modeled this. I modeled this in probably about a week. And that was the Sculptress only.
What was the start of that? Did you have a?
No, this was completely out of my head. Like I literally just drew.
Yeah.
So,
I did
I
use
360
left
Seen
side
that?
picture of her.
Okay, I have one of those in the top.
I did a
So we
couple
can navigate around the room, around the house,
reference.
one through the main zone.
But
Two
everything
purposes,
else
one
I
for being in the house and two for doing
I hand drew it
the
inside ZBrush. And
So,
ZBrush allows you to draw so you can actually go.
So you're using our
It's like sculpture, but it's more. You can hit the undo button.
Okay, but the other.
That took me about 6 hours. That just cracked. I'm getting a little faster at it.
Why aren't you just
I've been modeling stuff in
This line looks.
VR.
Yeah, I
figured for about 10 years now.
That would make sense because.
Well, this is like
You
drawing.
can,
I wouldn't call it
you can
drawing.
cluster
I
pipe.
read something
Yeah,
where
but that.
you can take a photograph and you can make a 3D.
Yeah, What's that?
But the thing they use as an example was a squirrel, because this side of the squirrel, I have to
Right. Actually, there's this thing called
I have the hardware I need to use to connect.
there's photometric.
No, Xbox 3D.
Oh,
I have the hardware I need to have.
Multiple images
And
of
just I use it to
objects.
take pictures.
This object, you gotta have some once you have that object, you can determine, okay, this is an object because this object, this picture, versus that picture in the depth of it, everything out here was out of focus.
Oh, okay.
So it'll know, okay, this is
So
the
like
thing that's in
you can
focus, so when
completely
it's stitching
change
them
the
together, it
logic
actually can
of
recreate
what
a circle.
you're doing.
In 360 degrees, and
Oh, and it's not,
so you get a whole lot of the object, you slowly scan it in.
I understand it, but I don't have this thing.
Oh, you have, I can't draw, I literally went what I was in 1996 on my career in the 80s, so. Anybody who was that's a whole different I've been an artist, but I'm also starting to learn,
I haven't found out about
structural design.
Okay.
There are so instead of just drawing it, you can,
That was
elevation
a great thing.
plans of a house. You can basically produce objects out of that kind of situation. You do the line drawing, or drafting, and you get all the actually extrusions off the
Now we're doing that.
and you can take those extrusions and go,
The
oh,
exotic
yeah,
bakery is
I'm
using 3D
this way.
printing.
I'll take these two objects, put them
Yeah.
together.
Very small amount of memory.
Yeah.
So these programs can be ultra simple.
Do you do anything on? You can use an IO.
I use it with, I would use
Gather all your lines.
360, 1, 2, 3, and those are very much,
This was.
they're all procedural. So you say, name, sphere, cylinder, at location, you know, and.
Yeah, they have-
my thing is, I was
Yeah,
you can start,
That was what I
you can start with the object, so like, let's say, if I wanted to build a in Tinkercad, I would go, the circumference of the neck, roughly, I'll make a cylinder,
Now, this is what I talked about using the
This is
Yeah, you could, well, you could feel this, I mean, this, that was. This is.
The profile of the head, everything else
It's very close to that.
then I extrude.
That, the very, those pages
this
that we
way.
had last
So
time.
now I got
So like,
the face going
they're
this way.
changing like what kind
And
of.
then I've got the side. So then what you do is change cylinder, shove it into the face, the profile, and then you can shave off that angle and that angle, the two little things. Now you've got a really blocky version of the profile.
Now, that's a more expensive.
And you go back in with your tools, and you smooth,
I mean, that's probably $1,000.
it's like clay at that point.
Okay.
But if you wanted to do the Tinkercad version of it, you would draw the profile, you would extrude it this way, and then you would do a cylinder and you would turn it that way. You would boolean the two shapes together, and you would have a very base object.
Okay.
I'm sorry, boolean or Tinkercad. Tinkercad would allow you to.
Then you said you drew this.
Yeah,
You don't got that in
in
Tinkercad.
Tinkercad, I think you can do a freehand line.
Oh, can you?
I'm pretty sure you can. You can, that's a bad term, I wouldn't be using.
And how is that?
But, yeah, so you should be able to do a freehand line.
It's all online.
And then once you have a freehand line, you
I've just
do an
had
extrusion
several
from that freehand line. Now you have an extruded object, and you can shape it down this way.
Right.
So you would take it like two little triangle shapes over here, and actually probably one.
Use Tinkercad to make up.
So you do a little triangle shape on one side, slice off a plane
One of my grandparents.
this way.
Systems are.
And now you got a shape that you can start with. And then I'll bring in that sculpture firm I told you about.
Has to be done.
Once you get, you can export the STL or the OBJ file format out of Tinkercad. Bring it into
already made
Sculpture
name
is a
tags
sculpture
and
program.
tags I've been playing around.
And that's like, it's like playing with clay.
Oh, okay.
I saw.
It's literally like playing with digital clay. Best part about this is when you screw up, you do a horrible thing, you hit the undo button, and it fixes it. And you can work with symmetry. So whatever you do on the one side, it's automatically. Yeah, that saves me a lot of time. That's why I can do this in 3 or 4 hours. SCUPT, sculpt.
I'm a
RIS.
hardware designer.
So you
One of those
go
things
different
that goes
materials.
out of date,
You
you know.
go back to those,
Tris.
so I can make a red
RIS.
bar, a blue line.
But you have to do that.
That's free. Yeah, it's free. But
Question?
the only thing is
Can you set up
you need a stylus.
your model?
So here, I'm gonna get it in here.
So you go to your Tinkercad and you generate
Print it onto the.
I don't think it works on the iPad. You have
So you're in your CAD program, and you're going to go to export the appropriate file, which would either be an STL or an OBJ. So one more standard used one is the STL, they both work in only
Has a corner of it.
and then you import that into your slicer program, and that's where you prepare it for printing.
So it's a very specialized cam for slicing it model down, choosing the different portions you're going to print first.
The different layer heights, the different supports, the speed of things, the temperatures, all that stuff. And a lot of it's already preset for you.
Automated, like it just looks at the model and kind of builds it.
Nope. Well, yes, the supports, you can say, give it an angle, and then if you give it a smaller angle, it's going to put more supports. You can say how big or the resolution of the supports. You have some parameters, and it algorithmically figures out where to put the stuff. And you can
They
manually
have like different manufacturers, like for the machines to know which ones use
Yep,
speeds and all that.
yep, it's the same way that you have with a printer driver, for a 2D printer driver. So you have to have a profile for your particular printer.
Okay.
So you can stand control that.
Yeah, you have to have the right profile.
Should be in
That takes a lot more movement than I
the
thought.
OS files itself. So then I should
There we go.
look
Yes.
into like
Um,
Linux, like saying my
The same way that you have to
OS.
say I've got an Epson so-and-so, so-and such. You have to say I have a Delta maker so-and-so, so-and-such.
Alright,
And obviously,
wait,
if
no,
one's
no,
a Delta
this would
design,
be
the other is
just
a
like running
rectangular
a
design, you're gonna have to have different stuff.
program on a 64.
Does it have like any error checking, like, oh, this is not
Okay,
possible,
alright.
collisions
Yep.
and all that sort of
Wow.
stuff?
They do, they'll say if you have
That's
self-intersecting,
actually
or if you have intersecting faces.
one of the cool things
So
about
that
sculptures.
if
Okay,
the
so-
triangles are going through each other, then when the slicer comes and if it hits them both, it doesn't know what to
32
do,
bits
which is
of
which.
this.
Now, there are some that try to
Whatever I do on
make
one side,
a
do you know?
use of
Huh?
it. Really, the biggest
Yeah.
thing
But I mean,
is,
4
it
gigs
has
of
to
RAM
be a
is
closed
enough.
surface, called
Yeah.
watertight.
Yeah,
So
you're gonna
literally,
But you
it would
can
hold
print
water,
it
because these triangles that approximate the surface, they have no thickness.
And I'm almost
Your-
thinking like
your model is
Minecraft
approximated by
kind of
triangles.
graphics, like
And they live in 2 dimensions. Oriented in a 3-dimensional space, but they, no, not quite. So you have your triangle, it's 2-dimensional.
Really.
You embed it in 3 dimensions, but it's still 2-dimensional, it doesn't have any thickness. So what's the inside and what's the outside of the model? If you have a hole in it, it doesn't know which is the inside or the outside.
And
So it
essentially,
has to be watertight. So yes, there are algorithms that check your model, try to do it, and they can flag it, highlight it, select them for you. Then certain slicers and other programs have things that attempt to fix it.
and
It squares every time. Check out.
Close holes.
10K max
things
RAMs.
like that.
I have 2 screens
Some
at 100
better or worse at it,
Uh,
and it might depend on the particular model and the particular situation as to how well it does.
What did you say you like to use for a slicer?
It's called Simplify
but
3D.
how much was
Simplify 3D. I'll put it up on the
color depth?
take it down, but I'll put it up on the
8 bits
Meetup.
we're talking about.
Yeah, so Simplify 3D, it retails $150. I bought it, I had it on 2 machines, I think you get 2 licenses here, $150.
Okay.
The size of
And then there's a student discount, I think like 25%. There is a discount of some kind for students or educational institutions or something. But it's superior to something like a CURA is a very popular one. In fact, it's the one that ships with the Delta makers here.
It depends on your design.
I did not, okay, this.
CURA is a very good free one, and the latest CURA, 2.3.1, has really upgraded, really added nice features to match some of what the other people have done and
200 by
such.
200 is 45.
There's one called Slicer, where the E is spelled with a 3. Slicer, if you're,
One to two.
Okay,
Double.
Replicure.
That's
another,
Double again. So
you can go to YouTube, you'll find,
100 by 100.
there's a huge community out there putting out a lot of content, much of it really good, about all aspects of 3D printing.
No.
So if you have the time and the interest in
I was really
it,
hoping that like the
40
CAD CAM would like kind of flow over to 3D printing. I think it's gonna work so well.
yes and no.
I don't see why not. I mean, I'm removing material in 3D space.
I'll tell you why not.
Yeah,
I'll share with you why not.
I don't know. I'm making a I need to have high resolution models and such. If I'm going to a video game, I need low resolution, high textures. And so the way you model it, and the type of modeling system you have, you can have some intersecting, or you have intersecting faces, and it won't cause a problem with the render to the screen. It will cause a problem with the render to reality. In actual 3D render. So what's appropriate in one realm may not be appropriate in another. That's why existing CAD programs, unless they're tuned for rapid prototyping, right? Because 3D printing started 30 years ago, primarily for rapid prototyping. So you have a program that's plugins or extensions to take that into account. Then you'll have a smoother transition from modeling to a printable thing.
Geometric solid. But like for what I was saying.
How much 3D Studio got for years? X-Force has deals but it does
Most of our
but it does wonky things with it. And you put it into the slicer, and then you have to do another dance, try to figure out how to make it fit.
I mean, it's the same thing in my world. You have models. You run through it, you have to start looking like, oh, your tools interfering, things like that.
If your faces are too thin, don't like really long, extended faces.
So it's kind of the same. You have your logical, but then the visible.
That's the reality. Get a little close up of some of that.
Yeah, that's nice stuff. Listen, thanks a bunch, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, man. The first Wednesday.
Yes, and
Going around the court if you can, there you go. How do you take care?
No, it's just a matter of learning.
and it's the part of all verses that it hits.
It's not the.
It goes beginning to end. Then it goes, okay, I'm gonna move it in the z-axis up one. And now it's gonna do another machine toolpath around that object and describing it. The only thing that's complicated about Slicer is when it adds geometry on the inside, and that's the infill part. But really, you're just taking a 3D model and you're converting it to machine toolpaths that are sliced from top to top.
Pulling it back, and then when it pulls it finally out,
And
it
there's
inserts
more stuff. I started off with learning 3D first, but now I'm getting interested in the engineering aspects of
Like materials.
yeah, materials,
structural,
different
and
structural, like how you apply stuff. You can get a lot. Like, it's basically like the whole lintel and column kind of thing versus vaulted, and you don't want to build bridge versus you want to build like a nice little different.
Yes.
And
So I
having
push it all the way
that
through.
integrity, the tension between the two
I don't
pieces.
feel like
Give you a lot more structure.
The manual doesn't discuss.
Well, you can do that with
things
Like every layer could be
This
I would not
right temperature
is
profile.
Okay.
You can get a lot more resilience
Yeah,
out of the
yeah.
machine than you ever could when you just like pulled it out of steel or all of us design process.
Yeah, I've seen some of that, they're starting a lot, buildings,
Once you get up to two
Yeah, exactly.
I got all of the field programming.
And it's like inside the block. But I think we should probably start looking towards biology, because biology's been doing it for millions of years. So, biomechanics are going to be the hot new thing that we teach.
That's what he said.
That's my way.
He can probably.
Oh yeah, I saw you modeling this, so put it up.
He said you used to like touch the thumbs on the.
Oh,
2D, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, I plan on coming over with
High
that.
speed graphics through those.
oh, pretty much. Yeah, well, laser scan.
yeah,
Instantaneous. It's like
controller.
literally you can get not only the texture, but the actual depth. You can, if I'm saying it's later, it takes the photograph and it combines the depth values from the lasers. You get both of those. I see. You get the whole thing.
That's been working for. Block
Yeah.
so-and-so at this location.
That area gets.
Put a ball on there.
Here we go.
Before they start
Oh.
using it.
Yeah, you can
GPS.
And now, it's 2D.
Hold on.
It does.
Did it?
Yeah.
Went from a 2D to a 3D.
It also doesn't make a change.
I'm gonna have to like independently address
Actually,
a series of.
When we first came
From
to
the
build
CE.
it, I never noticed.
Actually, right now,
Mesh
mesh.
GPS program.
Oh,
I was always studying it down to 301.
Mixer fastest route. What mesh fixer does is they'll take one object
Yeah.
and any other 3D object, and you can literally mesh them together, and it'll just perfectly connect them. And you can slice them right down the middle and make them
Separating
mirror.
your export around.
There's all kinds of stuff you can do with it.
So I came to know.
But we already have like round
This way,
displays
turn right on
themselves.
parking.
And I use it a lot of times to fix my models for slicing because a lot of the models don't come out quite right, so.
If you just take
Oh,
two things
it's
and
so like it has a theoretical apply,
overlap
but
it,
only
connect each other,
Yeah.
and then the machine doesn't know what to do when it gets those two things. Doesn't know which way is what.
to go.
Not a manifold geometry.
Right, not a closed surface.
then wouldn't
I
have
sat
like.
waiting
So,
on the ferry here, came over here.
Let's say I want to take a line here, and I want to take a sphere. Let's stick that sphere around.
Because going the other way was, I was directly on, but I got there.
If you move up one.
I'll hit the,
You may not know that it's GPS, but we're
Right.
using the screen.
So now it literally meshes the bunny into the sphere. So, yeah, and then you can send it to print.
You don't address a circular display.
I've got it set up for my particular printer. But the,
okay, that's very good.
you want to go back?
Hey, Swamp.
Yes,
Actually, this printer also has the ability to sculpt.
yes, they do.
Sorry.
It's,
I like
I
to
can
use
go
that.
actually
If I have
change the
last
thermostat
minute
like
touch up
that.
for
I'll let it shut it off because we're
kind of just do a little
Well, we have,
change to
Zero
it.
being the edge of.
Yeah, this printer is actually pretty robust. I don't have
I'm one of the members.
You go out here to 100.
Very bottom.
We gotta
And
head
then
that
from
shortly.
here
Yeah, we do.
out
It's fun.
that way.
Right.
And so then
yeah, so
why
you can actually lay out
Get
objects
there.
automatically.
the first.
So they all get laid out on the plate for you. So they're in hand or put them on.
Yep, sure, one side.
It's a lot of things to take in all at once. I understand this. And I've been literally training myself for 20 years.
Oh, yeah, asking why, what way.
And we're at the threshold of like, wow, there's all this new materials and stuff.
And you gotta learn the damn.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of things to do. I'm actually really concerned about the engineering teaching
I think this is like Abraham Lincoln.
professors, high school teachers, not knowing anything about
Wish it
this.
was
and they completely unaware of it, they're not giving it to our future generations. Very concerned about that.
Are they not teaching them?
Check. They know.
Well, I thought a lot of the high schools play printers.
They do, but they don't know what they're doing with them.
Well,
They're not.
I can tell you,
That's what I'm saying. Not very many people do, and if they do, they're actually working in the field. And so there's not a curriculum to teach them.
all right.
Yeah, it is not.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I love coming here just because people don't know anything about the shit.
I'm trying to find somebody in my neighborhood that's really easy.
What doctor is this on?
That is Dr. Orpheus.
Dr. Orpheus. Can I present to you?
I love coming here just to over. If you have a 3D printer, I will definitely give you some like pointers. Those ideas that I've heard you in your podcast I was talking about. I like to see just hear what is going on in the world with 3D. They'll tell you about what the printers are. They'll tell you about problems that they have with printers and the different types of materials that they use. And they give you a lot of pointers for beginners. So you can go to the beginning podcast, which is like 3 years ago, and they do one every week. So there's probably got 100 maybe 200 podcasts out there. Well, actually, if you listen to the beginning ones, they're talking about the beginning of 3D printing. So it's almost like a capsule.
I don't know about that.
That's 3D
Playing
printing
with the
today.
things that I play with, like unless you buy it.
Oh, I guess.
Okay, yeah. 3D printing today, and let me tell you, there's also an
I'm cheap, I put it on my only got my cheap, I take only those.
I'm surprised.
So you made what, the roll stand, the whole.
Lots of magazines.
well, I don't know, printing magazines are just dead. When it comes to 3D, it's all online. It's basically. Well, what I'm saying is that it's such a new hobby that the people who are hobbyists for the hobby don't buy magazines because it's just the matter of fact that we're moving away from print and moving into digital. And a lot of the companies that do that kind of thing, they can't make money, they can't make enough profit to swing. So, and none of that, but a lot of people are doing it like I just hang out in places where I'm telling people about 3D. So I'm not making money from this, so you know, it's like I would like to be able to quit my job and do this for a living, but it's too much of a risk. Especially against there's really nothing out there. But,
If you don't mind.
I don't know. That's a good point. Right. So there's just not a marketing for it. The concept of going to the store, taking home. It's not.
He's not gonna say that. Well, he brought it back. Back to
What's not very good now?
And that's still in the.
That's a hobby.
Yeah, that's a very small
But
hobby.
there are magazines out
Thank you
there.
so much, it was a pleasure. Thank you. For education.
No problem. That's what I love. That's what I come here for.
Exactly. So, you know, they're not making money, I know, but they're putting out magazines.
The demographic that they are targeting towards is skewing older, and they're more understanding and respective of print media, and that's why. And the younger audience just doesn't give a shit about print media, and that's the reason why you won't find it. But I was going to give you another one to go for, which you'll have to get. You'll have to be online to get this. It's called 3D. Hold on. Do you have Instagram?
No.
Okay. These guys have a lot of. They're called WeVolver.com, and I follow them. They basically publish the 3D files to print out really interesting things. WeVolver. So it's like Revolver, but with a W.
that'd be .com,
Yeah.
revolver.com.
And they do some crazies. Well, they basically post on their website how-tos of how to make robots, how to 3D print the objects out,
Oh, that's interesting, yeah.
how to program those things. Like they have like a list of like step-by-step for makers who want to make these things.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that these guys probably hit Wevolver all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So they can pull a file down and play with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you could bring a file into Tinkercad and do stuff to it.
I'll look at that.
Okay.
I appreciate it, thank you.
You're welcome. Did you ever check out Wevolver? Have you heard of Wevolver? All right. They have all kinds of crazy shit that they talk about. I don't know what this is, water jet. I don't know what the hell it's doing. It's coming into Alright, earlier today they had a really cool post. I'm not
I
getting
don't even have an Instagram.
I like it just because I can show off the models and stuff on it. Have you tried pin shape yet? I gotta turn my internet on.
It's like a 3D GLB.
No, it's like Thingiverse, but you can buy stuff from it. Oh, I'm just my batteries. No, do you know what the password is here?
Factor at symbol 520.
Okay. Factor. Is it spelled all factor? F-A-C-T-U-R. At sign. You know what's it again?
520.
520. Yeah, so they let you upload your model, and you can basically make money off of it. And they'll give you the proceeds from whoever. People will pay like $5 for the model. Yeah, I found them to be a little bit better among all the other. Some of the ones I'm like
Better rates and stuff.
not just better rates, but more views and less potential for them to rip you off. I haven't seen there are some out there that have gotten a bad rap, and there are also ones that host prints that are shit that people will be pissed off when they get the fact that they actually curate, so they make sure they can actually print what they're putting on the site before they'll let you like sell it. I think either that or I have the wrong company and I should probably take my shit down. I know that there is one that does that, and that's like Thingiverse. You go there and it's all free, but it's like fucking blue model. You don't know if it's going to print at that angle or anything. It could be just a shitty game model that they upload. But yeah. What was I going to say? Let's see. There should be some more. Revolver. But they have some pretty complicated projects that you can download the prints or download the whole file, and like they actually have like the robot that you can 3D print, and the robot arm you can 3D print with all the files, like how you set up the circuit board, how you do the programming. They're basically like a instruction, but with more substance for 3D printing and for actually like printed circuit boards and that kind of stuff.
Good.
So are we live?
Yeah, we've been live the whole time.
We were live the whole time.
That's right. We'll see how it works out. I'm not sure how the framing and the aspect and what it's going to work, but I've got it all. All right, folks, that's the end of the Orlando 3D Printing Meetup at Factory, Orlando, Florida. Woo-hoo!